Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. So in this video, we're going to check out Aespa's Block Mamba dance choreography. Unfortunately, this is the K-Choreo bit because there's no dance practice yet. And as we know, SM don't really release dance practices for their girl groups. It's not ideal just because of, you know, the costumes and like the live singing and then the set design. It's just all distracting from the actual choreo and what they're capable of as dancers. Because as we know that when they sing and dance at the same time, the dance is, I feel like it goes down to I think it's like maximum 90%. I don't think they go full out on the 100% on the choreography when they're singing and dancing at the same time. That's why I prefer the dance practices, because there's no distraction. There's nothing to prevent you from just dancing full out at 100 or 110%. But this is what we got. I'm gonna be very mad if they do drop a dance practice this week. Let's get to it. Raise up the mic! That's the beauty of taping. They can cut those out. Ooh. The catwalk. It's very precise, even with like the pace of that when they put their leg up. So my first I'm now convinced that Karina, I feel like, has a very technical training, meaning ballet, contemporary, those kind of things. Maybe probably even ballroom. I don't know. Let me know if you guys know already all these things. Because of the way she presents herself. Like, look at this body language. That's not... I feel like that's a very different... It's a very proper body line. It's not something you would normally see in someone that is fully trained in hip-hop first. Of course, there are people who, you know, who do hip-hop and dance, hip-hop and ballet at the same time. But her body line would be way different if it was somebody who started with hip-hop. I feel like she's somebody who started with technical training. Also with like the way her shoulders are. It's quite upright, as opposed to kind of a little bit more like this. You know, like there's a difference. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. It's quite proper rather than like here. Like this would have been like the, you know, the J-Lo, the Beyonce, or like kind of like more popped out like this, you know, those kind of things. But what gives it away for me is the body, the shape of like her legs, the way she's pointing that, and you know, it would just been executed differently. And then this whole bit here is very musical theater. The knees out, you know. Yeah, so here with the pop, it went actually from her waist instead of the norm where it's from like the chest. You see the difference? This thing is a huge opportunity for any girl or guy to do it the Beyonce way. You know what I mean? Especially when you're when it's a more of a pop track. It would have been like that. Like that would have been the thing. But hers is quite proper still. I don't know if it's like the direction that they're going for, or if it's really her training that's like building her up into this, into the body lines that she's doing. Okay. Like that part. You got Ning Ning. Nice. See, the way she's moving is what I'm saying. That the way she's moving there, it's like little mix. You know, like the Normani, like that kind of execution. There's just a little bit more hip-hop influence in the way she moves. And I could be totally wrong. These are just kind of like first reactions to these kind of performances. She could, you know, she could be the one that have like ballet training, and then Karina is the one that started with hip-hop. But for me, from my educated opinion, it seems like from what I'm seeing first is that Ning Ning has more of this kind of like hip-hop flavor. Like even just with yeah, like those kind of movements, very subtle, but it's there. Yeah, like that's very pop star, right? That part. Based on what I'm seeing. But the good thing about Karina is that she's got a great command of her lower body. Like, look at this part. Like with that, right? And then let's see here. I'll get to the other members too. Different executions. Okay, so who are the other members? Is this Winter? Oh my god! Ah! I totally forgot about that part. I totally forgot about this part. I was not expecting it to drop because I'm not hearing the song, which is a very good song, by the way. Yeah, this drop here, it's insane. I mean, that is just... You gotta be very, very flexible to be able to drop that effortlessly. I don't know how many, let me know in the comment section below how many of you guys have tried this. That's something, okay, it's like, this is how we stretch to be able to do things, you know, that kind of stretching. If you're a dancer, you'd know what I mean, like that's how we stretch. But for them to actually implement that in the choreography, in that drop, for it to be the drop, is just so good, and it highlights their potential and what they're capable of, how like flexible they are. But yeah. Boom. And then goes up from the booty. It's another stretching position. Like, if you guys are not dancers, like that's a stretching position too. Stretching position. That's a stretching position too. To this other side, and then kick out. I love that part because it's so synchronized. It's on the beat, and it's like boom. You know, like you hit it on the beat. And it's all, everybody's synchronized, so that hits very well for me. Boom. Good. So like that is what I talk about. I don't know if you guys have seen videos where I talk about like iconic moves in K-pop choreo. For example, like EXO Love Shot. I use this all the time as a reference. You know that when you go like this, that's EXO, right? And like the Eve is another one. It has a and then also God's Menu, like those iconic moves that you associate immediately with a K-pop song. And for Black Mamba, I think they did a good job with like associating that part for this song. Cause it's like the catchy part of the song too. Ooh, that's cute. Still very playful, the way she's dancing there. That's quite short. Nice, love the way she did that. Great body lines there too. She's got great proportions too for this kind of dancing. Because her legs are quite long, especially with those heels, and then like her waist is quite high up, so like this body line is just amazing. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's just it complements it. Oh, there's like a twang to the hips too as they're traveling. Look, it went like it popped a little bit. And this was on the downbeat too. I love it. Love this toot. Oh wait, hold on. I want to see everybody how they do a body wave. Hold on. They did it quite synchronized. I'm trying to see like differences in styles because this is the first time I'm seeing them dance. Oh shit! Every single time that happens, I'm just like, whoa. Love the details for her here. Her over here, like her head. It goes a little bit further because she's not fully singing the lead there. Well, she's got support. Like it's an ensemble part for the line distribution, and it just pops a little bit at the back there. You see how it shifted? The performance went from a different camera, and then when that camera comes in, the focus goes into that camera, and that's such a pro thing. I bet you anything they learn all of these camera work details at SM. And I guess all the other companies probably do it too. How to work the camera. Because if the camera comes here, but you're used to dancing from here, the way you shift your energy to here, you gotta be a pro. Because that shifts your performance mind. Like the way, I don't know if you guys are, for example, like here is, I feel like the most accurate way that I can, so that you can relate to it. If you guys dance in one spot in front of a mirror, and you're so used to that dancing, you're pro at it, and then you take it to a different stage without running it, without the mirrors, and then suddenly, and there's no mirrors in the stage, suddenly you're not as fully there. You know what I mean? It's a different field already, because when you're performing in the mirror, you're going through it by like by kind of like sight memory, by how you see it there, and that's how you kind of make it out for the whole song. But when you're on the stage, it becomes, you need to rely on your muscle memory because there's nothing for you to look at to see your body shapes and stuff. So that's what I mean by shifting from one side to another. It's different. It's totally different. It's just, unless you're really that sure about your choreography, you won't be able to do that quick of a shift and perform it in a different way. Mind you, it's different when you're performing to a wide lens than to a close-up. In a wide lens, you need to like go bigger. You know, when your smilings and stuff like that, your winks, those all need to be bigger. But when you're at a close-up, like something like this, it's a more hints, like just subtle movements, like even kind of just like the flirtation. It's gonna be smaller, but the camera will capture it enough. So yeah. Can't see that part. Love this voice, by the way. See how it shifts, yeah, to this other camera. Nice. I love that this is all very synchronized and the confetti. I just wish it's a little bit harder in execution. Because it's the finale of this song. Like, she did an amazing job, Ning Ning, with like, you know, the high notes and kind of building up the momentum. And this, and then the confetti comes in. So
Mamba.
I just wish they push it just a little bit more with this last bit. Because the energy didn't shift. Like, it's like I feel like they were at 90% the whole time from beginning to end. And that's one way to get through a choreography. Hold on. Yeah, that's one way to get through the full choreography at 90%. And I've talked about this before. If you're performing singing, dancing, and rapping at the same time, yeah, you can go 110% all throughout, because that's gonna sacrifice your vocals. Like, no matter how good you are with mixing both, sometimes it's just not practical for you to be going full out and like singing at the same time, because your breathing, it's a lot more distributed from your, like, if you're going hardcore and they're like singing at the same time with those higher notes and stuff, sometimes they do have like backing tracks that they can rely on when they do that. So one way to execute it, just so that there's a little bit more of an impact near the end, is what I said before, is start with 80%, go down to maybe like, you know, 70-ish, 75%, and then as you build up, you go to 90, and then you go to, like, if there's a dance break, go 100 on there, then go back to like 90, 95 before the pre-chorus, and then when it goes to the last chorus, give it 100%, just so that there's a little bit more dynamics in the way you're executing this flow. Another way to kind of make impact where it needs to be there is to give those certain moves more energy. Like when they have this, you know, that part, like, that's something that you gotta throw. Like, that, this gotta be 100% when you do this, and then you go to that. Like, that's, if we saw an original performance from the choreographer, I'm 100% sure that it's gonna be a little bit harder than the way they did this. But like I mentioned, it's smart for them to do 90% all throughout if they're going to sing and rap at the same time. This is why I like looking at dance practices, because they don't have to sing, they don't have to rap, so it's all just dancing. And then I could see how they are fully with their dance capabilities with this song. Well, thank you guys for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, do like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure you tick that notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you'd like to get to know more about me, do check out my Instagram and Twitter down below.